up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So there was a hotfix planned for today on all platforms, but it looks like it got delayed until tomorrow, so we'll be covering some other news announcements and important things that happened today in Warframe. So let's get right into this news video. But before we do, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, discussion videos, strategy guides, all that kind of stuff. You're in the right place for Warframe content. Also, we'll be live on stream after this video goes up, grinding out some more of the Belly of the Beast event. I've almost got my second Energized set maxed out from this event, so we'll at least be doing that tonight, and probably a lot more as well, honestly. So let's get right into it. Alright, so let's start with our first news item. We've got a pretty big issue with Archon hunts right now. If you've been playing the game today, you might have noticed that the blue Archon shard, Owl Archon, is gone. What happened to it? Well, we have a news post for you to go over this. And yes, it has become the Snake Archon. But if you beat the Snake Archon, you will get a blue shard, even though it says yellow shard right here. Yeah, kind of weird. Let's get into what they have told us about today. Okay, so if you were playing the weekly update, or weekly reset like 2 days ago, you might have noticed that the final boss to the Archon hunt crashes a lot. So that is actually a glitch that they're aware of, but they cannot fix it for a while. Like we're talking like over a month. They probably won't be able to fix it. So say goodbye to the Owl Archon for over a month. Let's just read what they got right here. Hello, Tenno. We have swapped this week's Boreal Archon hunt to Nira. So basically they changed it from the blue Archon to the yellow Archon, the owl to the snake, as a temporary means to prevent clients from crashing during the fight. We want to honor this week's Blue Archon Shard reward, so while the UI shows the Amber Archon Shard, the Blue Archon Shard will still be rewarded upon completing this week's Archon hunt. Now, I don't think we have any idea if there's going to be like the pity system. Like, if you have a 40% right here, I don't know if that's going to be influencing what drop rate it is, because I had a 20% blue drop rate for the blue. I did it on, like, Sunday, and now I have 40% for Amber. I'm a little bit confused right now, like, which drop rate is actually being applied. Am I getting a 40% blue or a 20% blue? Either way, I already did this, so I guess it's not going to really apply to me. But yeah, guys, that has already been changed. So you'll get a blue Archon shard from the Snake Archon this week. Why the switch? We noticed a big influx of client crashes once the Archon hunt reset this week. Upon investigating, we discovered that this is due to the arrowless enemies that spawn in the Boreal fight. So basically, those arrowless enemies they would summon if you didn't insta-kill it at the end, those could crash the game for non-hosts, like basically people who joined your squad. Unfortunately, we're unable to fully resolve these crashes via code, which requires a cert update, meaning we cannot hotfix this issue. So the hotfix that was supposed to be today, that was not going to be fixing this anyway. So for the time being, Boreal will be not making a reappearance until we can get the crash fixed. Oof, so no more Owl Archons for who knows how long. The client crash also impacts Orphix missions as arrowless spawn there as well. There is no similar workaround at this time, but seeing it as no one really plays Orphix, who really cares? Next steps. Since we'll be unable to fix the crashes before Boreal's next scheduled return, the week of July 14th, Amar will be subbed in instead with its expected Crimson Archon Shard reward. So July 14th is the time the Owl Archon is supposed to be coming back, but it's not going to be fixed by then, so there will be another Wolf Archon then instead. In addition, we will also have an Azure Archon Shard alert live on all platforms that week in light of Boreal's absence. This alert will require you to have the Veilbreaker quest completed as is the requirement of the Archon hunt. They'll show the exact dates and times you can expect when those weeks are closer. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot to go over. So basically, the Owl Archon fight is just straight up broken. Like, if you are solo, I guess it would work. But yeah, when it summons the arrowless enemies, the game crashes for non-hosts. So yeah, basically, that Owl Archon's not going to be here until probably like August. August, dude. And we're in June still. So yeah, blue Archon shards might be a little bit lower as far as like how many you can acquire. And the way they put it, the 1 week, July 14th, there will be a blue Archon shard alert. And you'll have the Wolf Archon. So should be a double Archon shard that week. They don't say anything about the Tau shard dropping from that alert. So that's one thing to keep in mind, guys. The Owl Archon is goodbye for a while, and also Orphix will probably crash. Let's move on to the next part of news we have here. It's actually involved another buff to Frost. Yes, Frost is getting another buff for some reason. So if you haven't been paying attention for a while, Frost has a new passive. This is as of the Jade Shadows update. Cold status effects from Frost abilities have their duration increased by 100%, and Frost also gains 50 armor per enemy afflicted with cold status effect within 15 meters. So he gets more armor, knowing how many enemies are frozen nearby him. So what are they going to buff on Frost? Well, it's going to involve actually one of his go-to augment mods that I actually always use now because it's just so good. They're going to be buffing the Icy Avalanche mod. So right now, coat enemies with overguard absorb 60 damage per enemy hit, and it scales with strength, I believe. Yes, with my not that much strength, 68.4 overguard per enemy hit. Now, what are they going to be doing to buff this? It's actually a pretty major buff, if you ask me. Pablo, we are updating Frost Augments. It now adds extra protection for the first time it hits an enemy based on your armor. So synergizing quite well with your 1 and 2 to activate your passive. You also increase the range to benefit all allies in affinity range. So this is what the new augment's going to do. So first off, like he said, affinity range. So you'll be giving overguard to all your teammates in affinity range, which is pretty far. Additionally, the amount of overguard you get will scale with your armor from at least one enemy. So if you have a lot of frozen enemies, you'll be getting a good chunk of extra overguard. And it will be in affinity range to your teammates. So if you have a Frost in your team and they have this augment equipped, expect to be getting plenty of overguard constantly. So that's good. Now, he doesn't really give that much overguard in the first place. 20% of your armor. So like, I mean, he doesn't really have that much armor either. Like my build is like what? 315 armor, so 20% of that is like hardly anything at all. So hey, you know, it's another extra 100 overguard here and there, and it's per cast. So I mean, you're casting this ability quite often, at least for me, I am. So he gets like hardly any overguard. The overguard cap is like what 17,000 on this build, hardly even as much as secondary fortifier. So you know, I could see this being good. I can also see it not being that noticeable, but at least it's a buff. You know, you're getting more overguard straight up. Like, you'll be getting more overguard in general. The biggest ones, you get the range. This is not affected by, you don't really need range as much anymore on here. Now, the range is still good to freeze the whole room, but yeah, the overguard being given to your teammates is now going to be affinity range, so it's going to be a lot more chill on that front. So that's basically going to be it for your news for the day, guys. Like I said, there was supposed to be a hotfix today, but I don't know what happened to it. It's probably going to be tomorrow. And we'll see if in that hotfix they end up patching up my previous strategy guide for the Belly of the Beast, which we'll be doing that tonight on stream, one shot in that Lich. Just kind of hanging out, having a good time, getting that last energize, and just laughing and stuff. So you guys want to come out at the stream? I'm sure you'll have a good time. Either way, I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you found it fun and helpful. We'll have some new build videos and strategy guide videos over the next couple days. And yeah, all that kind of stuff. I actually might have a rant video on the way too, but we'll see about that one. So appreciate all the support, guys. Take it easy, and peace.